Hey, what is up, people? This is Johnny, and today we're going to read some creepy Pokédex entries in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. For the first Pokemon that has a pretty creepy entry in the Pokédex is Spoink. In Omega Ruby, it states, Spoink bounces around on its tail. The shock of its bouncing makes its heart pump. As a result, this Pokemon cannot afford to stop bouncing. If it stops, its heart will stop. So if anything interferes with this Pokemon from bouncing, it might actually end up dying. And that's not really cool. It's kind of creepy at the same way because this Pokemon can die. Somebody can actually make this Pokemon die if it stops bouncing. So it is pretty creepy. And I don't even know why they added that into the Pokédex. It just adds a little bit of sadness to this Pokemon. Although, hopefully the Pokemon evolves into the evolution it has. The next Pokemon is Duskull. Duskull has a pretty creepy entry in Omega Ruby. It states that Duskull can pass through any wall no matter how thick it may be. Once this Pokemon chooses a target, it will doggedly pursue the intended victim until the break of dawn. What will this Pokemon do to its victim in the middle of the night? This is pretty creepy because it's looking for victims. And in Alpha Sapphire states, Duskull wanders lost among the deep darkness of midnight. There is an oft-told admonishment given to misbehaving children that this Pokemon will spirit away bad children who earn scoldings from their mothers. So this is actually pretty creepy. If you behave bad to your mother, this Pokemon will actually come after you and it will take you away and never bring you back. That is actually pretty creepy. I don't even know why this Pokemon would do such a thing, but I guess it's just don't be a bad kid. Now the next Pokemon is actually the evolution of Duskull, and this is Dusclops, and it's Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Pokédex states Dusclops' body is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside. It is said that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back out of it. So that's pretty creepy. You don't want getting absorbed by this Pokemon because you'll never come back out. And in Alpha Sapphire states, Dusclops absorbs anything, however large the object may be. This Pokemon hypnotizes its foe by waving its hand in a macabre manner and bringing its single eye to bear. The hypnotized foe is made up to Dusclops' bidding. So that's pretty weird. This Pokemon even has the ability to control somebody, and it can make him do anything, whatever the Pokemon wants. So that's pretty creepy. Now for the third evolution, Dusknoir, is actually kind of less creepy than the other ones, but it still has a little sense of creepiness in it. And it's Omega Ruby Dex, it states, it's said to take lost spirits into a Palliant body and guide them home. And Alpha Sapphire states, the antenna on its head captures radio waves from the world of spirits that command it to take people there. So that's pretty cool, but it's not as creepy as the other one, but it definitely has some sort of creepiness. And I believe this Pokemon, you can only get it by trade, and you have to give it some type of item so it could actually evolve into it. Now the next Pokemon is Shupuppet, and its Omega Ruby Dex states, Shupuppet is attracted by the feelings of jealousy and vindictiveness. If someone develops strong feelings of vengeance, this Pokemon will appear in a swarm and line up beneath the eaves of the person's home. So that's pretty creepy. And Alpha Sapphire says, Shuppet grows by feeding on dark emotions, such as vengefulness and envy, in the hearts of people. It roams through the cities in search of grudges that taint people. So this is what this Pokemon actually feeds itself off of, which is pretty weird. For the next Pokemon is the evolution of Shupuppet, Bayonet, and its Pokemon Omega Ruby Dex states, Bayonet generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a Pitfall plush doll that was thrown away. And Alpha Sapphire states, a cursed energy permeated the stuffing of a discarded and forgotten plush doll. Giving it a new life as Bayonet, the Pokemon's energy would escape it if it were ever to open its mouth. So that's actually pretty weird. This Pokemon just decided to become use the body of a plush doll that wasn't used anymore, and that's how it's able to control it. Now it does look really different than Shupuppet actually, but you can actually see why there's zipper, because this is actually a doll that's being used, and if the doll opens, this Pokemon is able to escape. Now I don't understand why this Pokemon looks a little bit way different than Shapuppet when it's evolved into Bayonet, so it's kind of weird. And yeah, for the next Pokemon is going to be Sableye. Now Sableye wasn't that creepy, but in the recent Omega Ruby Pokédex it states Sableye lead quiet lives deep inside the caverns. They are feared, however, because these Pokemon are thought to steal the spirits of people when their eyes burn with a sinister glow in the darkness. That's actually pretty creepy, because if you come across this Pokemon in the middle of the night and it has those red eyes glowing, it will actually steal your spirit. And what will this Pokemon do with your spirit? Now in Alpha Sapphire it states Sableye digs the ground with sharpened claws to find rocks that it eats. Substance in the eaten rocks crystallize and rise up to the Pokemon's body surface. That isn't that very creepy, but the first Pokédex entry in Omega Ruby, it's actually pretty creepy when you think about it, that it says that it steals people's spirits. Thanks for watching, and those are the Pokemon that I found kinda creepy in the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Pokédex entries. Now state in the comments which one you think are the most creepiest. Also, if you haven't checked out some of my previous videos, make sure to click on those two boxes in the middle to go ahead and watch them. Thanks!